Deep maroon paint that shifts from blood red to near black under direct light, a chrome-slatted vertical grille stretching the full width of the nose, and a silhouette that looks more hypercar than sedan. This is the 2027 Cadillac V16, and it does not apologize for its size or its ambition. This is Cadillac's flagship, the car that sits above the Escalade V, above the CT5V Blackwing, above everything else wearing the wreath and crest. It exists to answer the Rolls-Royce Spectre, the Bentley Continental GT, and the Mercedes Maybach S-Class head-on, while borrowing the stance of a Bugatti and the road presence of a modern land yacht. Nothing else in Cadillac's history has carried this much visual aggression paired with this much luxury intent. The front fascia is dominated by a towering vertical slat grille finished in polished chrome, flanked by narrow LED headlight clusters that run in thin vertical strips rather than the horizontal signatures Cadillac has used for a decade. A subtle Cadillac wreath sits centered at the top of the grille, with V16 badging stamped into the hood just above it. The hood itself is long and sculpted, with two raised heat extraction vents finished in exposed carbon fiber, hinting at the thermal demands of what sits beneath. The front bumper is aggressively sculpted with carbon fiber canards and a splitter that hugs the ground, giving the car a near-zero front overhang look despite its full-size proportions. Down the side, deep character lines run from the front fender through to the rear quarter panel, broken by a carbon fiber side vent just behind the front wheel arch, functional rather than decorative, pulling heat away from the front brakes. The fenders are widened beyond the standard Cadillac sedan silhouette, flared to accommodate a track that is nearly 4 inches wider per side than a standard CT5, giving the car a planted, muscular stance. Frameless windows and a fastback roofline slope aggressively into a short rear deck, more coupe than sedan, despite the 4-door proportions underneath. At the rear, dual vertical LED taillights mimic the front lighting signature, connected by a thin chrome light bar spanning the trunk lid, with V16 badging repeated on both sides. Beneath that sits a full-width carbon fiber diffuser with vertical fins, housing quad rectangular exhaust outlets finished in gunmetal chrome. Forged 21-inch wheels at the front and 22-inch at the rear are wrapped in ultra-low profile performance rubber, with red-painted brake calipers visible through the multi-spoke design. The overall proportions place this car at roughly 205 inches in length, nearly 78 inches wide, and just over 52 inches tall. Dimensions that push far beyond any current Cadillac sedan on sale. Step inside, and the cabin abandons anything resembling a standard Cadillac interior. Deep oxblood red leather covers every surface, from the quilted sport seats to the door panels to the dashboard itself, stitched in contrasting tone, and finished with a perforated pattern across the seating surfaces for ventilation. The steering wheel is trimmed entirely in the same red leather, with a flat bottom design, machined aluminum spokes, and the Cadillac crest mounted at center. A fully digital instrument cluster stretches across the driver's side, displaying V16 branding at startup alongside a real-time power and torque readout. That cluster flows into a massive curved infotainment display spanning nearly 40 inches across the dashboard, running Cadillac's latest software suite with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, over-the-air update capability, and a dedicated V16 performance menu for monitoring boost pressure, oil temperature, and lap timing. Real exposed carbon fiber trim runs across the dashboard and center console, contrasting against polished chrome accent strips that trace the edges of every panel. Ambient lighting glows in a soft purple hue along the door sills, dashboard edges, and lower console, adjustable through more than 20 color options. The center console houses a rotary drive selector finished in knurled aluminum, flanked by 2 secondary control dials for drive mode and suspension settings. A 36-speaker AKG-tuned audio system is standard, with active noise cancellation and personalized sound zones for each occupant. Wireless charging is built into the front console, along with USB-C ports front and rear, a built-in 5G hotspot, and a heads-up display projecting speed, navigation, and drive mode directly onto the windshield. Massaging, heated, and ventilated seats are standard across all 4 positions, with rear passengers receiving their own secondary touchscreen for climate and seat control. Underneath that carbon fiber hood sits a naturally aspirated 9.9-liter V16 engine, a configuration no production Cadillac has used since the 1930s, resurrected here as a mechanical statement rather than a purely efficiency-driven choice. The engine is paired with a twin turbocharger setup, layered on top of the naturally aspirated architecture, producing an estimated 1,000 horsepower and 950 pound-feet of torque. Power routes through a 10-speed automatic transmission engineered specifically for this platform, sending torque to all four wheels through an electronically controlled all-wheel drive system biased toward rear-wheel power delivery under normal conditions. A 48-volt mild hybrid system supplements the V16 at low RPM, filling in torque during initial throttle application and enabling a limited electric-only crawl mode for low-speed maneuvering. That powertrain launches the V16 from 0 to 60 miles per hour in an estimated 2.9 seconds, with a top speed electronically limited to 210 miles per hour. Cadillac's adaptive magnetic ride suspension is standard, continuously adjusting damping stiffness based on road surface and selected drive mode. Carbon ceramic brakes are fitted at all four corners, with 6-piston calipers up front and 4-piston calipers at the rear, painted in the same red finish visible through the wheel spokes. 5 drive modes are available: Tour, Sport, Track, Snow, and a dedicated V16 mode that sharpens throttle response, stiffens the suspension, and opens the exhaust valves for full acoustic output. Despite its size, the wide track and rear-biased power delivery give the car a composed, flat cornering stance uncharacteristic of a sedan this large, aided by rear-wheel steering that tightens the turning radius at low speeds and adds stability during high-speed lane changes. Pricing for the 2027 Cadillac V16 starts at an estimated $380,000 for the base V16 trim, climbing to approximately $450,000 for the fully loaded Platinum V16 specification with the complete carbon fiber exterior package, upgraded interior materials, and the full AKG sound system. Production will be strictly limited, with Cadillac building fewer than 500 units for global distribution, positioning this as a bespoke order-only vehicle rather than a dealership stock model. Deliveries are expected to begin in the final quarter of 2027, with reservations already open through Cadillac's dedicated V-Series ordering channel. The 2027 Cadillac V16 is not a variant, not a trim level, not an evolution of an existing model. It is Cadillac's declaration that American luxury can once again compete at the absolute top of the automotive world. With a resurrected 16-cylinder heart, 4-figure horsepower, and a cabin built without compromise, this is the car that redefines what the Cadillac crest is capable of.